In her 6 months as an accountant for a trading company, Tina Martinez had not received a single compliment from her supervisor. She was mostly met with criticism, which caused the woman great pain. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Tina never disagreed with her bosses and was a quiet person by nature. When Olivia Brooks gave her a task, the woman silently took it on. The workloads of every other employee, meanwhile, continued to be consistently light. The employer never missed an occasion to express his distaste for Tina, which for some reason was evident from the beginning. Their age difference prevented them from receiving such therapy. In addition, Tina rarely made mistakes in her work. As an accountant, she was conscious of the responsibility that came with her job and made a consistent effort to complete tasks on time and precisely. Tina's supervisor, regrettably, didn't appear to think much of this, which is why the woman had a lot of terrible encounters at work. Olivia Brooks just behaved in an unacceptable manner by allowing herself to make crude remarks about her staff. On some days, the boss let herself talk about how much she didn't like the woman's haircut. On other days, she spoke about how she looked. She occasionally complained that Tina worked too slowly. Olivia Brooks was a perceptive and intelligent lady, and as such, she was constantly interested in learning more about her subordinates, including Tina. Even though the lady would rather not discuss her background, Olivia was still able to learn that Tina was raised in an orphanage. Olivia grinned smugly. That explains a lot, and there I was wondering why she had such poor taste in clothes. The supervisor enjoyed making fun of her worker and exposing all of her flaws. Olivia's constant pestering was mostly unjustified and intended merely to do Tina as much harm as possible. The woman eventually made the decision to resign, but her employer didn't let her off the hook this time either. Stay on for another month, find a replacement for yourself, train them, and only then can you quit, Olivia said. But I don't want to stay here for another month, and isn't that illegal? With a tone full of bitterness, Tina cried out. Regretfully, she had trouble persuading her supervisor. Olivia threatened not to pay the accountant's salary if she didn't stay for an additional month, using it as a kind of blackmail to get the accountant to stay. Although it was against the law, the employer anticipated that the destitute orphan would lack the resources to defend her case in court. Tina made the decision to avoid making matters worse and starting a full-scale confrontation with her supervisor since she knew this as well. Olivia's presence turned the woman become a true outsider in the workplace, ostracized by the other employees. This continued until the supervisor gave Tina a stack of paperwork to sign one day. Olivia didn't allow the lady enough time to review them before signing, even though she was the firm's accountant. Tina, it's for a significant customer. I have no time to waste on checks that have no purpose. Please complete the paperwork and return them to me, the supervisor urged. I won't sign them, Mrs. Brooks. It is not permitted. Tina argued, you can't just sign documents like that without proper verification. However, Olivia became so enraged and let out such a loud scream that she had half the office watching them. After a while, Tina signed the paperwork after rapidly reading them and going against protocol. Tina broke the rules on purpose, depending on the boss's good nature. The accountant was first furious about what had transpired, but after a day and then another, there didn't appear to be any consequences. Tina even found herself believing that everything had out well and nothing awful had happened at one point. Subsequently, Olivia Brooks invited Tina to her office. Tina could tell as soon as she walked into her boss's office that something wasn't right. Olivia was surprised to find the company's director in her office as well. He had taken a seat at the department head's desk. Robert Miller had a reputation for being a severe guy. He handed Tina the signed forms without uttering a word. The woman sensed something was wrong even before she opened them. As it happened, the firm lost money as a result of her signing, which infuriated the director. Tina attempted to imply that Olivia was to blame, but as soon as she met Olivia's eyes, she broke off her speech. The woman had no idea her employer had purposefully set her up until now. Since she lacked the means to support her claims, Olivia Brooks's scheme transpired just as she had anticipated. The director would not overlook Tina's error, and the boss was positive that the accountant would be fired, having coerced her into making the incorrect choice. Olivia, on the other hand, pretended as if nothing had occurred and showed not the slightest regret for what she had done. What annoyed Tina the most was that the majority of the staff was aware that she had been coerced into signing those forms by the department head. The woman could not prove anything, even if she knew it. What on earth did I do to deserve this, God? Tears filled the woman's eyes as she thought, I didn't want to do anything wrong, and now they're acting like I'm pure evil. Tina exited the office of the firm she now detested after giving up on trying to establish her innocence and accepting the judgment of her bosses. Olivia was thrilled that everything went according to plan as she watched her go. She had no idea it would be so simple to coerce Tina into signing those papers when she went out to get her. It's difficult to pinpoint the specific reason for Olivia's intense hate of Tina, but it was evident to everybody. Although it appeared as though she was trying to make a statement at the cost of the young accountant, Tina had a different motive and her termination was inevitable. It was 2 weeks later. Business for the company steadily improved and everyone forgot about the Tina incident. If not for the impending audit, which caught everyone at the firm off guard, everything would have been okay. Olivia Brooks was overconfident, which prevented her from appropriately determining the level of risk this audit posed to her and from organizing the company's paperwork. It wasn't until the audit showed that the company's management had been dodging taxes for a considerable amount of time that she understood how mistaken she was. Olivia Brooks went immediately to the audit manager in an attempt to correct the problem. He turned out to be a nice guy, maybe 30 years old, with a sharp expression on his dashing, noble face. Mr. Martinez, sir, would you please allow our company to make amends? Could you please allow us to carry on and rebuild our operations? Olivia questioned warily. Benjamin Martinez gave her a condescending glance before posing an unexpected query. Let me ask you a question, Mrs. Brooks. When one of your staff members makes a mistake, do you often offer them another chance? Do you think it matters if the individual committed misbehavior or not? Olivia Brooks paled and became upset, taking a while to realize what she was being asked about. The memory of Tina's rejection struck her at that precise time, igniting a flash of awareness. Oh, Tina Martinez, please, this cannot be taking place. Is it possible that this man is her spouse? Olivia shivered as she thought. However, the moment the woman met the auditor's eyes, she knew her guess was on point. Olivia persisted in her attempts to persuade Benjamin Martinez to feel sorry for them. Nevertheless, as he appeared to be a fair guy with an open mind, clearly, Benjamin wasn't using the audit as a means to get revenge on his wife's firing. Tina was by no means the only person sacked from this company without receiving any severance compensation. In fact, there had been a great deal of complaints made against it. Tina Martinez's husband didn't realize what was wrong when she returned home crying from work. He assumed she had just had a difficult day at work. However, after hearing the woman claim that she was let go without cause, the guy made the decision to finally investigate this unfortunate company more thoroughly and hunt for signs of fraud and tax evasion. The audits demonstrated how Olivia Brooks used her staff to conduct frauds inside the business and escape accountability. Her con games were perfect. The filmmaker and Olivia Brooks split the earnings 50-50. The company's owner, meanwhile, was being duped in the most shady way by his 2 top workers, and he had no idea. When Olivia discovered that the accountant she had dismissed was married to Benjamin Martinez, she made an effort to make amends and begged for her pardon. Tina knew without words what the former boss meant when he approached her. The woman didn't try to lecture her employer or cause a scene. Since Tina was now employed at a company where employees aren't harassed or falsely accused, she declined to assist her. Later, Olivia's employer closed and she was charged with tax evasion in court. Given that the extent of her involvement in the swindle was not as great as initially reported, the lady was spared jail time and a hefty fine. Nevertheless, as most employers place a premium on decency and a clean reputation, the scammer is unlikely to be able to obtain any management positions anytime soon after adding something of this nature to her biography. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.